In this video, we'll learn about how to execute a C program in macOS. In order to run a C programming file, we need to have the Xcode installed in it. This Xcode will have the GCC compiler, which helps us to compile or convert the high-level C program into a machine understandable code and generate an executable file. Before getting into the topic, let us understand the basic stuff about C. C is a general purpose high level programming language which is understood by humans, which is understood by machines, and it is also a structured programming language. C is a compiled programming language, which means that once you write your code in the text editor, you have to compile it, and this compilation will generate an executable file, and each time you run this executable file, the intended function for which the code was written will be performed. For example, if you have written the code to perform addition, each time you run the executable file, the addition will be performed. Now, C is very commonly used language in Windows, Python interpreter, Git, etc. And to know more about C, C is case sensitive. Now, in order to run a C programming file, what we have to do is we have to have two important things. One is a text editor to write the C program, and the second one is a compiler, which I already mentioned that we are going to use a GCC compiler. Now let us get into a very basic program that we will be executing in this Mac OS. So any basic C program or any C program will contain 5 main parts. Out of this, one is a command section. So let's see the 5 main parts of the C program. The first one is a pre-processing directive. The second one is a main function. The third one is a variables, which is going to be used in the program. The fourth one is a statement and expression. And the fifth one is a comments, which is used to understand what we have written in the code. It can be used by the reader as well as a programmer to make the code more understandable. Now that we have seen all the basic parts of the C program, I'm getting into my file. So I've already created a text file which contains a very basic code, that is a hello world code. Now I'm going to use a text editor called as Nano, which is a basic inbuilt text editor of the Mac OS terminal. There are other text editors like VI as well, which is present in this Mac OS. Now nano space, the name of my file is hello world.c. So when I open it, the file is opened, so the name of the file is displayed at the top of the screen. Now hash include stdio.h is a pre-processing directive, and it contains a library file which is going to execute this printf function. Now the second part of the code is the int main function. So the main function is executed once the pre-processing directive is executed. Now after this, inside these flower braces, we write the code which is to be executed. So the printf hello world, and then we have this return 0. Okay, so what happens when I execute this code? So the first pre-processing directive will be executed, so it will take up all the necessary tasks and routines which is required to run this printf command, and once I call this main function, the first statement printf will be executed. So hello world will be displayed on the screen, and after that the \n will move the cursor to the next line of the code, and if this statement is executed correctly, then this statement will be executed, which is going to return a 0 to this main function, which indicates that there is no error in the code. And once we have written the code, just save it. So for that, in the Nano, we have these commands which is given beneath the screen, which helps us to do the task easily. So here I'm going to exit the file. So for that, I have to click Ctrl and X. So I have clicked Ctrl and X. Since I've already saved the file, I have exited safely. Now I have to compile it. So just type gcc space -output, that is generate an output file, which is an executable called as hello world. Inside this hello world, save the compiled version of the file hello world.c. So what happens when I execute this command is this hello world.c will be compiled, and it will be saved in this executable file called hello world, and the output file will be generated. This TCC is a code which helps in compilation. Now that I have compiled my file, In order to see the result, I have to click dot slash and the name of the executable, hello world. Now press enter. My output hello world is displayed. So this is how we execute a very basic C program in the Mac OS. Now let's see what is present in this folder. We have this hello world.c text file and the compiled executable, which is hello world. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's meet again in the next video.